Again, Australia's reaction to the budget, meh. We knew it last night. The media tried, but they didn't like it. Because the reality is, as hard as the Prime Minister and the Treasurer want to run around, pat themselves on the back and say they've solved all of the world's problems, the reality is that 77% of Australians are in extreme cost of living pressures right now. So $300 a year, which is really $75 a quarter, which is really $25 a month, that you don't see, by the way, they're paying the power companies. That's not going to really move that needle, literally the cost of living needle. And as has been explained by the great Andrew Clennell,
and you get 75 a quarter, all of us. You know, Gina Reinhardt gets it, Twiggy Forrest gets it, we all get it. Everyone watching gets it. And I think it just rolls pretty much straight onto your bill.
To make sure that the mansions of Australia can heat their pools. This is a Labor budget. The problem is, one of the reasons why people have gone meh today is firstly, there's no extra money in your pocket. There's money that has been handed to power companies and it's $75 a quarter. The average household bills when it comes to power in this country are $1,300 in Sydney, $1,200 in Melbourne, $1,200 in Brisbane. Now, they're the annual numbers, so minus $300 off all of that. It's still way over $1,000, which is way higher than it was when they came to power, but shh, don't tell anyone. And then again, when it comes to workers, why are Australians a bit, whatever? Because, as Jim Chalmers says, when it comes to the too little too late tax cuts,
from July 1, all 13.6 million taxpayers will get a tax cut. And for 84% of taxpayers and 90% of tax-paying women, a bigger tax cut than they would have under the previous government. Yeah. This is about rewarding the hard work of our nurses and teachers and truckies and tradies, and the 2.9 million people earning $45,000 a year or less who would have received nothing. The average benefit is $1,888 a year, which is $36 a week.
Wow. You know when you're driving around listening to your favourite radio station and they've got $100 to give away because you called and you're the secret sound person who guessed and you win $500 and you go, okay. Well, that's how this feels, because it doesn't actually change anyone's life. Because, again, $36 a week, how does that affect the car insurance that you're paying? According to CanStar, the average cost of comprehensive insurance in Australia is $2,100. But thanks for the $36 a week. Oh, yeah, and what about the increases in everything at supermarkets? $36 a week. Doesn't really change any games, does it? Because, as we've seen over the past couple of years, food inflation, meat inflation, dairy inflation, fruit and veg and non-alcoholic beverages up. And again, the meh at $36 a week. Thank you so much, Dr. Jim. If you're trying to pay off a house, or you live in a house and paying rent to somebody who's trying to pay off a house, they, of course, as we've told you many times before, have to find an extra $14,000 than before this government came to power because of the elbow dozen of interest rate rises. Or $29,000 if it's $1 million mortgage. Now, all of this, of course, is not really about changing your life. It's about changing the political fortunes of a government that has let cost of living burn as an issue all the way through 2023. You see, they thought they could distract with a year-long campaign about what words should exist in our Constitution, about the voice. That's where they put $430 million. They didn't add $430 million to charities that were dealing with cost of living. The budget last year took $1,500 off 10 million workers. That's $1,500 that you would get automatically as a tax return. $1,500 that you would automatically get. So you'd be able to have an actual stack of cash to pay off one of the many bills that you haven't been able to because of all of the different squeezes that have taken place. Instead, they are literally spending B for billions of dollars to not move the needle, to not change your life, so they can have a slogan to turn the polls around. Get ready. It's tried, it's tested, it's focus grouped within an inch of its life, and you will be sick of it, if you aren't already, by the time they finish saying it.
A tax cut for every taxpayer, energy bill relief for every household. And
we think that every single one of your listeners deserves that energy bill relief, just like every single one of your listeners watching this program deserve a tax cut.
There's a tax cut for every taxpayer and there's energy bill relief for every household.
Listeners who are watching your program, they know you better than you do. Apparently, you don't watch your program, you just listen to it. Of course, it's just about the slogan to try to say, we're helping everyone, and if you oppose any of this, then you're against helping everyone. But if the everyone doesn't actually feel the help, then it's just a bumper sticker that they're just going to scream at us. It'll be about as impactful as those people who drive around with the bumper stickers for the past 20 years saying, save our ABC.